All right, everybody. So we are here for some notes, some geometry notes, right? So these notes are called classifying angles, right? So we're going to talk about angles today. So make sure that you have paper and pencil out ready to go to take notes, okay? So first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the title of these notes, right? They're called classifying angles, right? So classifying means we're going to identify the different types of angles. So what's cool about angles is that you see them every day in life. You know, angles are everywhere. And for example, here are real world examples of angles, right? So the first type of angle we're going to see are called right angles. So if you notice, this boy here is making a right angle right there with his arms, right? Also, the bottom of this chair forms a right angle, right? Doors, guys, doors form right angles, right? The bottom to the bottom and the side is a right angle, and the top down to the bottom is a right angle as well, right? Loser, right? When you say loser, when you call somebody a loser or whatever with your hands, it's a right angle. Windows are right angles. File cabinets are right angles. Many examples of right angles in the world, right? Many examples of right angles. Another type of angle are called acute angles, right? I like to think of them as cute, right? It has the word cute in it. Cute is stereotypically something small is cute, right? Baby animals are cute, you know, so it's something cute. So these kitchen tongs are cute, you know, they don't close all the way and they don't open all the way. A slice of pizza is an acute angle, right? A yield sign makes three angles, right? There's one, and there's two, and then the third one, right? Three acute angles, right? Oh, I forgot to mention, a right angle is 90 degrees. It's exactly 90 degrees. That's why it has this 90 degree here on this boy, right? That reminded me, I went back because here, acute angles are less than 90 degrees. So between 1 degree and 89 degrees, those are acute angles. And again, see, the mouth of this alligator is kind of open, but not all the way, right? When you're playing rock, paper, scissors, right? It makes a right angle. And this girl here, or this boy, is making an acute angle. I'm sorry, it makes an acute angle here, right? And this slice of pie, which looks like it's my favorite, by the way, it's pumpkin pie, makes an acute angle. And again, acute angles are less than 90 degrees. So between 1 degree and 89 degrees, right? It can't be 0 degrees because 0 is flat. So between 1 and 89 degrees. So these are examples of acute angles. So finally here, the other example that I have here are obtuse angles. So obtuse angles are more than 91 degrees, but not more than 180 degrees. So between 91 and 180 are considered obtuse. So those are the kind of angles that open but don't open all the way flat. See? This girl is making this problem again. This girl here is making an obtuse angle here. See, it's open, but it's not all the way flat open, right? This fan here, see, it's open, but it's not all the way open. This spider web is open, but it's not all the way flat open. And this hanger, the top of the hanger here, is open, but not all the way open. And then these fans, if you guys anyone that's ever been to Las Vegas or to, what is that city out there in the desert? I can't think of it. Anyway, and you come up with these giant fans here like this, and those are obtuse angles as well, right? So we have obtuse angles, we have acute angles, and we have right angles. And there's one more angle that we're going to deal with, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay? So, here we have the 4 types of angles we're going to talk about. So the first angle here that we're going to talk about and we covered is let's pick another color so it's different than purple, is our right angle. So remember, the right angle looks like it's an L, right? That's a right angle. And the way we identify it, right, is we put a little box. That little box means that this angle is measured at 90 degrees. That little symbol right here is a degree symbol, right? 90 degrees. It could be open or it could be closed. It doesn't matter. It's up to you, right? So these are right angles, right? Right angles. Let me do a little thinner here, right? Right angles are exactly 90 degrees, right? They are exactly 90 degrees. So they look like corners, right? The corners of the bed, of a door, the corners of a window. When you hold your hand straight up and you form an L, 90 degrees, right? Those are right angles, okay? We got the first angle out of the way, okay? Let's deal with an acute angle. So we talked about an acute angle, right, being something small, a small angle, right? An acute angle. So that's the kind of angle that, remember, it's flat like this, and it opens, but it doesn't open all the way up to make a 90 degrees, right? So it's small. Again, I like to see it as acute because it's barely opened, right? Or not barely, but it's not open all the way. It's not open all the way straight up or all the way open. It's acute, right? So acute, we know is measures acute angles, measure between, that's not how you spell between 1 degree and 89 degrees, right? Or you can say less than 90 degrees, right? Less than 90 degrees are acute angles, right? Less than 90. It can't be 90, right? Because if it's 90, it's a right angle, right? So anything between 1 degree and 89 degrees are considered acute angles. And they look like this when they're open, but they don't open all the way like a right angle, right? And those are acute angles, right? Next angle that we already talked about are obtuse angles, right? Obtuse angle, right? So the obtuse angle was the one that looked like the beach chair. You know those beach chairs that are all hard to keep them up because they're always falling down and stuff like that. Those old school beach chairs, they look like this, like that. That's an obtuse angle. And see, the little oval here is a little more big. Here, the arc was smaller, right? This one, doesn't have an arc. It has about a box, right, for 90. This one has an even bigger arc like that. That's what we call an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle obtuse angles measure between 91 degrees and 179 degrees, right? So between 91 degrees and 179 degrees are obtuse angles, right? The ones that are open, that are past a right angle, but don't go all the way flat, right? Don't make a straight line. They're not flat. Okay? So we've got 3 angles out of the way. Finally, this last one, guys, this last one that we didn't cover in the picture, this is called a straight angle. And that one says it in its word, right? It is a straight angle. And this one is this is the easiest one, by the way. Check it out. That's a straight angle right there. And look. Look at that. Kind of looks like a sunset, right? Right? Kind of looks like a sunset. All we need is the, right? Or a sunrise or a sunset, right? Depends on what and how you see it, right? That is a straight angle. And a straight angle, guys, is 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So it is exactly 180 degrees. That is a straight angle. So streets, anything flat, is 180 degrees. A street, up a wall, even something that's sideways or whatever, you know what I mean? Even something that's sideways, like for example, if I make a line like this, it's straight, it's sideways, but that's 180 degrees because look, it is straight and it still makes the arc. It's 180 degrees, right? So as long as something is straight, a straight angle, it's 180 degrees, right? Perfect, okay? There we are. So this is where we are so far, okay? Now, down here, if you notice in pink, it says 3 points equals 3 letters. Now, this is what's important. So check it out. Angles, guys, is what's in the middle. Look, this is in the middle between that line and that line, in the middle. This is in the middle between that line and that line, right? So 2 lines, look, in the middle between that line and that line. And our straight angle, this one's kind of special, right? But if you want to see it as that line and that line to sort of stay consistent, you can say it like that too. So 2 lines that come together and form a corner form an angle, right? Now, when we form an angle, we want to form, we form 3 points technically. So check it out. So I can do this. So I can do a right angle. So check it out. I can do that. And I can do, I'm trying to draw it straight here. That, right? And I'm going to write my box, right? Because that's a right angle. Now to identify this, to name this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 points. And look what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to do arrows here because there are 2 lines. There's one, right? And I'm going to put a point in the middle where the 2 lines touch. So now there are 2 rays. A ray is a line that starts and then boom goes that way. A ray is a line that starts and then boom goes that way. 2 rays, right? So I have 1 point where they meet. But I want 2 more points. So I'm going to put another point here and another point here, right? So those are 3 points. And I can put 3 letters because remember, 3 points is equal to 3 letters. I can put 3 letters here, A, B, C, and I can call this, guys, I can call this angle A, B, C. This right here is the official symbol for angle. So this is angle ABC, right? Let me do another example, right? So I can do, let's see, let me do an acute angle. So I can go like that, and I can go like that, right? So same thing though, same thing. I draw my arrows, okay? And I'm going to put a point where they cross. And this is the angle right here. And I'm going to do 2 more points. I'm going to do another point here and another point here. and I'm going to name them 3 letters, right? I'm going to use my initials. Ulises Eduardo Martinez. So this is angle UEM. If you notice, my middle point right here, where the 2 lines, where the 2 rays touch, is my middle letter. Let's see if this one is the same. My middle point where the 2 rays touch is my middle letter. That's important. My middle letter, right? Then you're probably wondering, Mister, can I call it angle MEU? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can call it angle MEU. And this one you can call it CBA. Perfect. They are both correct. They are both correct. Yes. Okay. And let's say I want to draw a obtuse angle, right? Where an obtuse angle is when it's open, right? When it's open like that, right? And I'm going to draw my arrows, right? My arrows. And where do they meet? They meet right there. There's my first point. And there's my angle. My middle point is where my angle is. So I need 2 more points. So I'm going to put a point right on the left and a point on the right. And I'm going to use any letters that I want. X, Y, Z. So this is angle X, Y, Z. There you go, right? Or angle Z, or angle Z, Y, X, right? X, Y, Z, or Z, Y, X. Perfect, right? 3 letters, right, form an angle, right? So let's take a look at some of these examples here. So it says draw and label an angle to fit each description, right? So this says draw and label an angle to fit each description. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw and label an angle to fit this description. So this description says on number 1, an obtuse angle that is ZYX. Okay. Well, an obtuse angle I know is one that is flat on one side and open on the other, right? But not all the way open. And I'm going to draw my points. My point there, my arrows, my arrow, my point, and my point. And they want to call it ZYX. So remember, Y is in the middle. So Y has to be in the middle here. So Z can go here and X can go there. You totally could have put Z here and X here. It still would have been correct. So this is an obtuse angle, ZYX. Okay? Let's go to number 2. Let's see what number 2 says. Number 2 says a straight angle, right? EFG. Okay, a straight angle EFG. Well, this one's easy, right? Drawing a straight angle. A straight angle EF, right? F is my important. F is going to be in the middle right here. F. And then I drew my arrows, and I draw my arrow, and I have point, point, E, F, G. And I can't forget my right there. And that is a straight angle EFG. Right? Angle EFG. Okay? Next. Number 3. A right angle DEF. I know my EF looks weird, but just ignore it. Okay? Next. A right angle. So I know my right angle is, oops, I want to draw it straight right here. Let me use a different color, brown. So straight, and then like that. And I remember my right angle has a box, and I put my point in the middle, and I do my arrow and my arrow. Come on. And my arrow, and I do another point and another point. My middle point is E, so my E has to go right here, and D can go there, and F can go there. And that is right angle DEF. DEF. Right angle DEF. Finally, last one, right? We did obtuse, we did right, we did straight. Now we're going to do acute, right? So, acute, let me pick a different color here, this, aqua. So, acute goes like that, and then I do it like this. That was terrible. Let me do another one. Right? There you go. There's an acute. And remember that my point has to go in the middle there, and arrow, and point, and my middle one is the important one, which is U. So V-U-T. And there is my acute angle V-U-T. And there, kiddos, are my notes for classifying angles, right? Make sure that you either pause or you rewind for understanding, okay? But this is the basis of angles that we're going to cover in this unit. All right, so thank you for being here.